This is a bonus episode featuring the great Dale Crover, drummer for the Melvins and friend of the Trap Set. Dale was originally on our show on episode 10, which you can still hear for free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you podcast. It's been a few years, so Dale stopped by and told me what he's been up to.
Right now we're getting ready to tour, so there's that. There's always the thought, millions of thoughts that go through my head before that happens of what I have to do before our tour. I always get kind of stressed out before we go, and I don't know why, but then like once I'm in the van and going, then everything just relaxes.
How long have you been a band now? 30 years?
Well, band started in 83, so
35 years.
Yeah.
How has the experience of touring evolved over the years for you?
Well, easier, definitely. We don't have to stay at people's houses anymore. But I guess we haven't had to for a long time. I don't know. We have it down. You know, we have our own routines, and it's easier now too because we can kind of dictate what time we play, and earlier is always better for us.
Yeah.
I think we play better earlier. I do. You know, we even when we practice early.
Like what time?
Today we practiced at 10:45, which is kind of late for us sometimes. Usually we can do it like if school's going on, then both me and the bass player have kids. So
Steven.
Yeah, Steven.
Yeah.
So we can drop our kids off and then just go straight to practice, get that done with, and then have the rest of the afternoon.
Do your kids go to that same school?
They go to this one that's right across the street from where we practice.
Oh, okay.
Now. Yeah. No, they don't go to the same school as Steven.
Yeah.
Steven's kid.
Right.
He only has one.
Is it hard to be away from your kids when you go on tour?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's hard at first, you know, like maybe the first week, and I think it's hard on them too, just kind of getting used to it. But then, you know, after getting the groove of things, then it's a lot easier. And now that there's FaceTime and stuff like that, it's easy to call and talk, you know, say hi, which only lasts for a couple minutes because.
Does FaceTime make it easier or harder?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it can be distracting.
Yeah.
Depending on what's going on. Usually the kids don't stay stationary, so it'll be like, hey, how's it going? Okay, I'll see you. I'm going to go do this.
Right.
So, but it's fine, you know. I mean, at least there's that.
What record do you think you've listened to the most throughout your life?
Throughout my life? Wow. I don't know. Probably a Beatles record, you know.
Which one?
Maybe Sgt. Pepper's, you know. Probably.
I think I probably listened to Rubber Soul more than Sgt. Pepper's.
Yeah,
because it was the first one I had.
Was it? Well, I had Meet the Beatles first and then Sgt. Pepper's, but I think the songs are better on Sgt. Pepper's, so I think they stuck. But and I can still listen to it now. And I was even excited when that record came out last year with the kind of remixes.
Of Sgt. Pepper's?
Yeah.
Was it mono? Or
No, it was just I think they actually were able to take the original tapes and separate some of the tracks.
Oh, yes.
And give them a bit more clarity. And
it was
EQ.
like George Martin's son doing it or something?
It was Giles Martin.
Yes.
You know, and usually with those kind of things, I am always leery about them.
Who's going to remaster all of the Melvins stuff after you guys
I don't
kick
know.
the bucket?
Well, yeah. Well, even if you did that, it might sound a little bit better. But I mean, to remix it, you'd have to take all of our tapes.
Yeah.
And
do you have them all still?
I do. I don't know if they're still good.
You got to bake them.
Yeah.
How often do you listen to your old records?
Hardly ever.
When you do, what do you feel?
Well, sometimes when you listen to stuff, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like older records, I remember like recording them being. It was different recording then because I think we're more maybe nervous about it, you know. There was more time constraints to do stuff, so I think you feel more pressure as opposed to how we record now. But sometimes you listen back to
now
things.
you just basically have a studio set up all the time.
Yeah, we do. So that makes things easier. But now sometimes we'll listen back and go, I remember not liking this, and now I can't remember why I didn't like it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Some people that I've spoken to on this show listen to records they made 50 years ago, and their neuroses still like make it impossible for them to enjoy it.
Right. Which is funny because And I think I've run into this talking to people about our records or whatever. Like, they'll tell me something about it that they like, which I remember going like, I didn't like that. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to be like that, or it didn't come out the way we had planned. But it doesn't matter, because when they hear it, they're not hearing it in the same way that you would listen to something. We met Wayne Kramer from the MC5, and we recorded a song with him, and we were asking him about their first record, and he was like, "Oh man, we hated like the first note. I'm like out of tune," and just the stuff that he's talking about. We're like,
"You're like, that was cool.
That was the stuff that we thought was really cool about it." So I kind of have that attitude about that stuff. And I mean, I don't know, you make something, and you listen to it a bunch when you first make it, and maybe when it first comes out, and then you don't really listen to it again.
Are you happy with the drummer that you are right now?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm getting better all the time too, and trying different things, playing different things. I still go on YouTube and look at drummers and watch stuff and try to learn stuff and all that kind of stuff,
Are you hard on yourself?
As a drummer, sometimes I can be. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Sure, there's some songs we're trying to work out now that were old songs. I'm like, oh, I'm out of shape on this one, mentally and physically. There's a couple songs that we're working out for our new tour that are some brain twisters and are physically as well as mentally hard to do. So yeah, like today I was just like, damn it, why can't I play that part?
Do you have as much fun playing now as you always have?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you get like a great feeling every time you play?
Every time? Maybe not every time, but I mean, I guess it depends on.
Most of the time?
Sure. I mean, yeah, it's a good escape from things. It's a good physical thing to do.
Escape from what?
I'm the daily grind.
But it is the daily grind, right?
Sort of, but I mean, I don't know. You get when you're playing music with somebody, you get into like a relaxed state sometimes, and it's almost like meditation.
You just released a solo album.
I did, yeah. It came out
on Joyful Noise, right?
Yes.
Carl.
Yeah, Carl was into doing this solo record with me, so I was really happy. Like, I think last time we talked, had I done that, and I probably told you about the crazy record that was coming out, right?
Which one?
I did this thing that was like little drum clips that were like 15 to 30 seconds long, and they made this clear 10-inch vinyl that had separate cuts.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I have the one that you made with Joe Plummer
and Cody. The Hugh Time thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that, and then Carl had come up with this idea, and he was showing me. They have this guy that they work with that cuts all their records and does really cool, crazy lathe stuff on an old, like, 40s lathe. They do mono stuff, and they'd come up with these designs and figured out how they could cut individual grooves and just move the hole and have it kind of offset so it looks like the record's warped.
Oh,
but
cool!
It's actually playing. It's playing in that center hole. But so there's like, is there 6 holes, I think. They go all the way across, and so there's 6 songs, 6 cuts per side.
Got it.
And so wherever we put the record down, whatever hole corresponded to like a certain track.
That's really cool.
So, yeah, and then I just asked him like, well, we should do more. Like what if I took this? It was limited edition, right? And so some people complained that it sold out right away. They had to hand make all these things, so I think it took them like for each individual record, it was like 45 minutes just to make it. So
wow.
they did 100, and sold out right away. And then so people were like, "Oh man, I didn't, I couldn't buy one. It was sold out." And so I talked to those guys into doing the full length, and then I would add songs rather than trying to come up with like 100 little 15-second drum clips. I'm like, well, I've got songs too.
Yeah. What's your state of mind when you're writing on your own versus writing with the band?
I don't know. It's different. Usually writing on my own, it'll just be me playing guitar, and I'll come up with something I like, and then just record a riff. Mostly just sitting around mindlessly messing around. But then when you're playing with somebody, then I don't know, a little different.
Is it any harder for you to write on your own?
I like playing with people better.
Yeah.
I can finish stuff that way, or I don't know, you get feedback from playing with people.
And you feel more accountable maybe to other people, like like, okay, we got to do this together and finish it?
Yeah, or just, I don't know. I mean, there's some people that you can just play with, and
Yeah.
it's really easy to play with them, and they're kind of on the same wavelength as you are when you're playing. There's a few people like that, like on this record, on the solo record, one of my longtime friends, Dan Southwick, who plays bass, he plays bass with me in this other band that we've had for a long time called Altamont, and he helped me with a song, a couple songs. He had one that we wrote together, and then I had him play bass on a couple of my songs. And then the other guy was Toshi, who's the engineer, producer, Melvins producer, longtime Melvins producer, engineer guy. He helped me a lot with that record, especially with the drum stuff. And then we co-wrote a song as well. And he's really good with coming up with all kinds of crazy instrumentation.
So where are you touring next?
We leave in a month. We're going to do a U.S. tour. It's going to be 5 weeks long. And then we come back and have about a month and a half break, and then do another 5-week tour of the U.S. Come back, another little break, and then we go to Europe.
Are young people coming out to see you guys play?
Yeah. I mean, our audience has seemed to stay the same age for a while.
That's good.
I mean, there's certainly older people as well, but I think the majority are probably 20-something-year-old kids who like to go out and go to shows.
Yeah.
Rather than it being like a oldies audience.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. Because once you get older, you don't like to go out to shows so much anymore.
The last time you were on the show, you helped me get Clem and Dave Lombardo. I think,
yeah.
Because I think I asked you, who would you want to hear an interview with? And you
Right.
mentioned those guys. Who would you want to interview?
Who would I want to interview?
Yeah,
Oh,
or
God,
hear an interview.
Ringo, yeah.
Ringo. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I know. He'd be hard to get.
What would you ask him?
Um,
We're working on getting him for the show.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, lately, whenever I've heard Beatles stuff, I've noticed how big the drum sounds are on, maybe some of the later records, but even some of the earlier stuff, even on Sgt. Pepper's, I'm like, the drums sound huge. He's not playing some big drums. So
Yeah.
I wonder but my question would be, well, did you guys tune them down really low? Are you, I know I have the Beatles book and kind of know their miking technique, but I don't think they really say anything about how they're tuned, or if what they did was sped the tape up and then slowed it back down.
Oh.
Which is a possibility as well.
Did you read the Jeff Emmerich book?
No, I should read that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that one. That one's on my list. You asked me what I was reading lately, and I haven't. I don't have anything good right now. But when we were just on tour, the last round of touring, we got into listening to books on tape.
Yes, I'm into that. What did you guys listen to?
Oh God, we listened to the Paul Stanley book on tape, which is a good one because he reads it.
Oh no.
There's a bunch of stuff I didn't know about him. Or just how sensitive he is, for one. He was definitely the sensitive guy in Kiss. And he had a deformed ear, which I didn't know about.
Huh.
Never knew. And it was something that was traumatic for him growing up because he got teased for it.
Have you met any of the guys from Kiss?
Yeah, for
You
sure.
have?
Yeah,
Okay.
because we toured with those guys.
You
before.
did?
We did. We actually opened up shows on their first Reunion with Makeup tour.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. How did that happen?
Well, we kind of knew Gene a little bit, and Gene had come and played with us live because we did Going Blind.
Oh, wow.
And he actually came down to the Palladium and played Going Blind with us live. Actually called us up and asked if he could come and play it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
All right, so you're going to meet Ringo. You've met all of your
maybe
other
we'll
heroes.
see. But then I might not have any good stuff to ask him at all.
Do you have cochlear implants in your ears? What is that?
They're my personal microphones.
When did you get them?
I just got them the other day.
How does it feel? Is it life-changing?
I can't tell yet. I mean, okay, so here they are. So what Joe is talking about here is I've got I decided to get hearing aids because I was tired of going, huh, what, huh, and I've been researching these for a while just to kind of check them out. And the ones I got are the over-the-ear ones, and they're cool, man. They're Bluetooth. I can listen to my iTunes on them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you've been playing in one of the loudest bands in the world for
Yeah.
35 years. You deserve it.
I knew this day was coming a long time ago.
Are those dentures?
No,
I'm just
I don't.
kidding.
My teeth are actually really, really good. You know.
And that's your real hair, too. So,
It is my real hair.
Come on.
I don't have
if there's any
implants.
ages out there, they can fuck off.
Yeah. So my ears went first, but I knew this day was coming.
Your mind is still sharp.
Sure.
Do you feel like physically drumming is easy still? Like, does it feel harder or?
No, it doesn't feel harder. No.
When you say that you feel like you keep getting better, what does that mean to you? What does it mean to get better at playing
learning,
drums?
You know, I mean, I don't know, just evolution, I guess.
You feel like your ideas are better now? Is that what
Sometimes,
it is?
I don't know. Yeah, mate, sure. Yeah, but then I'd probably always feel like that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. No, I don't feel like, I've never felt like, oh, what do I do now?
Yeah. Never?
No, but then the band helps too because, you know, we've got a good songwriter who's coming up with great stuff to play, and then he always has ideas about stuff too. Or he won't let me get away with playing something that's like, you know, the easiest thing to play or whatever, you know. He'll you know, which will be great for the song because he'll make me do stuff that's like, no, you know, like do the complete opposite of that, and it'll make it better. Whatever that might be, I don't know. I don't have a good example, but that kind of stuff happens a lot, you know.
It's rare for somebody to have the connection that you and Buzz have, like, and to sustain it. I mean, most people don't stay married as long as you've been a band.
Yeah, I know.
And it seems like you're still making great work and challenging yourselves.
Yeah, we've always had a great working relationship, and that was the start before even a friendship was a working relationship. Maybe that's why it works. I don't know, but then we can still hang out and do stuff together. That's stuff outside of the band, so that's cool too.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean that's really rare.
It is. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, there's plenty of bands that have been together for a long time, and they probably don't hang out with each other.
No,
outside of what they do musically.
And some of them don't even hang out on tour, like
or don't like each other or whatever. You know?
Do you want to keep doing it for the foreseeable future? Like, can you see yourself doing this band? When you're in your
as long
70s?
as we can. Sure, why not? As long as there's interest, you know. I mean, if there's not interest in people coming to see it, and you know, I mean, obviously we do this to make a living.
Yeah.
You know, but if we were beating it and nobody cared and there was, you know, we couldn't make it work, then we'd stop. Probably.
What about if you were like independently wealthy? Would you still want to do it?
Probably.
If you had Gene Simmons money.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, you know, we've never really taken like a bunch of time off. You know, a little bit, but not anything like we're gonna take a year off and not do anything. It's never been like that. You know, we've always kept it going because, well, we need to work and make money, and this is the best way for us to do it. So,
do you need to work even if like independent of the need to make money? Like, do you feel like you just need to be doing something?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, if I'm sitting around doing nothing for, you know, or like if I go with my wife and we go someplace, like they'll go on vacation with her family sometimes, and we'll go and sit someplace, and after a few days, I'm just like, I can't sit. I got to do something. You know?
Right.
But not like I feel like I have to work necessarily. Just that I don't know.
You need to be busy.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, we like to work, so
yeah,
you know, it's fun to make music. You know, it's still fun. It's not like I don't think we ever feel like, okay, now we got to go do this again. It's like, all right,
we got to crank out
stuff.
another record.
Yeah. You know, I mean, this time of year, like in the winter months, is when we're usually busy doing stuff, and you know, we've done a bunch of Melvins recording. I've joined Red Cross since the last time I talked to you, and we've done a bunch of stuff, and we started a record. So yeah, we just did last year. We did a bunch of touring with those guys together. We went to Europe and Australia with both Melvins and Red Cross, and me and Steve doing double duty.
Yeah.
So it was intense, you know, doing both sets. You know, it was.
Did you get tired?
I felt tired. I mean, just the intensity level throughout the show, keeping it up was like, wow. You know, after the show, I wasn't like, oh God, I'm so beat, but it was just like, you know, intense.
Do your kids have any interest in playing music?
Yeah, a little bit, or at least my daughter does. She right now is playing viola at the school that she goes to. It's kind of an art school, and they are required to play either a stringed instrument or dance. Now my son is in it, and he's not really interested in doing either. But he's young, and I think that he's just really not, at this point in his young life, not interested in performing. So that stuff can all change. You never know. So, but I mean, I know, like with my daughter, like, I mean, she'll go over to the piano and just like start playing something, you know. They're like, the other day she's like playing the Pink Panther theme. Like, oh, that's cool. Where'd you learn that? Like, oh, a friend of mine showed me, you know. So she picks up stuff really easily. So I know that I can do that. I know she's got that thing.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool for her. Yeah, she's got an ear. You know?
How would you, if she got serious about music, how would you kind of mentor her? Like, where would you draw the line between, like, you know, kind of trying to show her stuff and letting her have autonomy?
I mean, I would, yeah, it kind of depends. I mean, I would obviously want her to want me to show her stuff, you know, but I'd probably let her just discover stuff on her own as much as possible and just encourage that.
Is that how you learned?
Yeah, and that's how my parents were, and that worked out perfect.
Would you take a lesson from anybody?
Sure.
Who would you take a lesson from?
You know, a while back we were trying to talk Terry Bozzio into like showing me some stuff, but then he just kind of seemed like, I think what we wanted, like Buzz is like, hey, you should get Terry to show you and Cody some stuff. Maybe it'll be kind of cool. Maybe you could learn some like weird jazz stuff that you guys don't know, or the weird beats or whatever. And he even called Terry up, and Terry was like, yeah, well, no, you know, I don't really do that kind of thing, you know, but there's like my drum channel, just have him check that out. And it's like, oh, okay, fine. You know? But then I kind of understand because, like I said, you know, people have wanted to take lessons, but then, you know, never hear from them again or whatever. So, you know, I do regret, and I always thought about this, but was just a little too scared to do it. But when I lived in San Francisco, Tony Williams was giving lessons.
Oh my God!
He was advertising the back of the like BAM.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And now I'm like, fuck! I should have just went and done it once.
Just to hang out with him.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. When I first moved to LA, I took bass lessons from Carol Kay.
Oh, that'd be good.
And she's from Everett, Washington, originally.
Is she?
Yeah.
I had no idea. Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it was more than just bass lessons. Obviously, she just had all the best stories.
I'll bet.
All of them.
Yeah.
And she's just so cool.
Yeah, I've seen the Wrecking Crew movie.
Yeah,
that one's really great.
And she hates Hal Blaine.
Does she? Oh,
because he beat his wives. And,
oh well.
And she loves Errol Palmer. Said he was like 20 times better as a drummer than
really?
Al. And she has the best stories. Yeah. I mean, like her first ever session was playing guitar with Sam Cooke. You know,
wow.
Like just crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Wasn't she a guitar player first, and then
she was
kind
a
of
guitar
switched
player,
over?
and then somebody just didn't show up one day, so she just played bass.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. There's some good footage of her giving Gene Simmons a bass lesson.
Yeah, I saw that,
which I thought was cool. I was like, oh, that's great. No, Gene, it's like this.
Well, I feel like you're a drummer that's had your own style for a long time. Like you're somebody that I can hear you play. You could be playing by yourself, and you could be playing a basic rock beat, and I could tell it's you just
cool.
by your tone and your approach.
Wow.
And I don't know if that's something that can really be taught.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, also, I'm not talking about you teaching someone else to play like you. It's teaching someone to play like them, to find that.
Yeah.
I wonder like how that came. Why does it come to some people and not to others?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my drumming is definitely a combination of a bunch of different people and styles and things like that, and obviously developed through the band. There
was never like a point where you were like, if I could do it all over again, I would be a sculptor or something like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. No, drums I think was the right choice because there's other guitar players. You know?
Yeah,
and I mean, really, that's how it happened too. You know, like I know I told you this one last time too, but I had a older friend that lived a block away from me who was a guitar player. And he was showing me like my first rock songs, how to play first rock songs on guitar. And I was also interested in drums anyway. But then he was the one who's like, hey, you should get a drum set because then we can jam.
Yeah.
That made sense. So, and he's the guy that turned me on a lot of good music that influenced drumming and that kind of stuff too, like Judas Priest and Zeppelin, Iron Maiden, probably Rush, those drummers.
Did you see Rush on their last tour?
I didn't.
What else do we want to talk about? Is there anything else that you wanted to promote or something? Or?
I'm trying to think. Well, we got this new record that's come out, and it's got so this one has 2 bass players on it.
Steven and
Jeff Pincus from the Butthole Surfers, who we've done shows with and records with in the past.
Do those guys live in Texas still, or do they live here? Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Jeff lives in Texas, and he came out here about a year ago, and we'd kind of had plans to do like a EP with him. And live, when we were playing with him, we would do a couple of Butthole Surfer songs, and we were doing like a James Gang version of that old R&B song "Stop." And so we're just going to record those songs and use it for like a 10-inch or something like that, like a limited vinyl release or something like that. And it turned into a full record. And Steve McDonald stopped by and we're like, hey, why don't you try jamming with us together? And so once that started, we're like, oh, this is pretty cool. We should try something with 2 bass players. We've done the 2 drummers before. Mm-hmm. We've done tours with 2 guitar players. And so this is the next logical step, I guess.
Is it more challenging to kind of come up with a concept for a new album these days?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, it seems like, you have a cohesive thread that runs through your body of work, but
yeah.
Do you think like, oh, well, we don't want to repeat ourselves, let's try something different on purpose, or is it more just let it happen?
Kind of, probably a little bit of both. I mean, sometimes we'll get an idea of something that we want to do like this, and then it turns into something else.
Yeah.
That we didn't necessarily expect, but turned out to be a good thing. So this will be great, and live it should be pretty punishing, I think.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Just playing with those guys before, I'm like, oh, this will work. This could totally work. And they both sing too. They both sing, so it'll be like having 3 lead singers up front and 2 lead bass guitars.
What could possibly go wrong?
Hopefully, yeah, we'll see.
I think we got it today, right?
Yeah.
For this?
Sure.
I just want to thank you for all the help you've given to the show over the years.
Yeah.
I remember you were probably in the first 10 interviews that I did.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal, and then you helped me book a bunch of other people, and then in turn it turned into a bigger thing, and those people helped me get other people.
That's great.
And so
hopefully you can get bigger and better and more interesting. And
I don't know if it can get any bigger, but it.
Have you done? How about Ian Pace? Have you done that?
Not
guy?
yet.
That would be a good one.
Do you know him?
I don't. He's
friends with Chad from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh,
I could ask
yeah.
that guy. 'Cause
Yeah.
Chad did the show a while back.
Oh, that's cool.
I had Phil Collins on.
Wow, that's really good.
So
that's
like I don't know if it can get much bigger than that.
Yeah,
but,
probably not. Unless you
that
got
was
Ringo.
like as a joke when we. I mean, as a joke, like when we started the show, I was like, well, I'll know it'll be huge if Phil Collins is on, and then sure enough, we got.
Did you get him
Phil.
in person, or did you talk on the phone?
Yeah, I went over to his house.
Oh wow,
it was great.
Does he live here?
No, he lives in Miami.
Wow, wow, that's really weird. I guess I wouldn't have expected that.
His ex-wife had moved there with his kids, so that's why he wound up there.
Okay,
yeah,
it wasn't necessarily by choice that he's there.
No,
wow.
Even though his song was on the Miami Vice soundtrack.
Oh, was
it? Anyway, Dale Crover, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
The Trap Set is produced by me, Joe Wong, along with Chris Karwowski, who also edits the program. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at The Trap Set, and visit our website, thetrapset.net, to subscribe to our show for free. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please donate to our show. If you can't afford to donate, please tell a friend and give us a good rating on iTunes. Send your feedback and guest requests to thetrapset@gmail.com.